Welcome to this tutorial on how to navigate the grant application form, also known as the GAF, on the National Endowment for the Arts applicant portal. The GAF is a web form through which you'll enter and submit your materials during Step 2 of the application process. As a reminder, Step 1 of the application process is when the SF-424 form is submitted to grants.gov. If you haven't completed this first step, then you cannot access the applicant portal to finish your application. The applicant portal will only be open on the dates published in the application guidelines. Generally, the system will be open for 1 week. Even though this time is limited, you may prepare all of your application materials ahead of time so that you'll simply enter data and upload any special requirements when the system becomes available. The Step 2 application instructions available on our website list every question and requirement you'll encounter in the GAF. These requirements vary for each of the NEA's funding opportunities, and even each artistic discipline in the case of artworks. So please be sure you're looking at the correct instructions. Let's talk about how to log you on to the applicant portal. There's a link to the applicant portal located in the Step 2 application instructions in the guideline. The URL also appears here on the screen. Your username will be your grants.gov tracking number. You must include the word grant typed in all capital letters. You'll receive this number when you submit the SF-424 in grants.gov. Your password will be your agency tracking number NEA application number. Here's an example of what the password will look like. This number may be found by logging into grants.gov and looking in the Check My Application section. More information to assist you in retrieving this number is published in the guidelines. Do not try logging into the applicant portal early. It won't work. Instead, use this time to prepare your materials so you'll be able to enter information into the GAF more quickly when it's open to you. Once you've logged on, you'll see that the GAF is organized across the top of your screen in different sections. These tabs are where you'll go to enter the information you've prepared ahead of time, such as organization information, project budget, and items to upload. You may move between sections by selecting a tab or by clicking on the previous and next arrows. Some sections have multiple tabs. For example, the Project Information section includes different tabs for project activities, partners, key individuals, and other details. Be sure that you open each of these tabs to see all of the questions. The character limits at the bottom of each field are the very same as what appears in the Step 2 instructions. A red asterisk next to a question means that you must answer it in order to submit your application. Technical guidance has been added to each tab. Click on the plus or minus sign to maximize or minimize these instructions. You may also click on the word Help at the top left of each screen to link to the application instructions and for more technical assistance. A Save button is located at the top and bottom of each screen. Save your work frequently and before you move between pages. If you forget, a pop-up will appear reminding you to save the data. The system will automatically log out after 30 minutes of inactivity. You may print a copy of your application at any time, whether in draft or final form, by clicking on the print icon located on every screen. We designed the applicant portal with features to improve your experience. For example, gray shaded fields in the project budget section will auto-calculate for you. The system will only allow you to enter the maximum allowable number of partner organizations and key individuals, and it's easier to navigate between screens. The Items to Upload section is where you'll submit work samples and other items specified in the guidelines. You may easily add files, delete files, and edit work sample descriptions before you submit your application. Information on allowable formats and numbers of work samples are published in the guidelines. Please remember, there is a 250 megabyte limit for all your work samples combined. When you're happy with your application and you're ready to submit, go to the very last tab, the Organization and Project Information screen. You'll see a Validate button near the top. You may validate the entire application or just certain sections. An error message will tell you if you've left any sections blank or if you have exceeded character limits. Be sure you've saved your work one last time and then click the Submit button at the top of the screen. You must click Submit to finalize your application. A pop-up confirmation will appear letting you know that your application was received. The system will also send you email information. Try checking your spam filters if you don't receive the email confirmation. Take a screenshot of the pop-up and/or keep the email. You may also confirm that your application was received by logging back into the applicant portal. The word Submitted will appear at the top of the first screen if your application has been received. If your application has not yet been received, it will say In Progress. Applications may be modified up until the deadline. Just remember to click Submit again each time. Email confirmations will be sent each time you resubmit. Keep the following items in mind as you're working in the system. The GAF is a web form, so most problems that you may encounter can be solved by changing web browsers. The applicant portal is best viewed in Firefox 45.9 and higher, Chrome 58 and higher, or Internet Explorer 11 and higher. If you still encounter difficulties, try enabling both cookies and JavaScript on your web browser to successfully view the site. Changing computers also might work. And since the GAF is a web form, be aware that some special characters, such as ampersands, quotation marks, and apostrophes, take up multiple characters. Try using italicized or bold text to emphasize things like the title of works of art. This won't affect character count. If you're pasting text into the GAF from another document, first transfer the text into a text-only utility such as Notepad before pasting it into the GAF. This will delete any hidden HTML code to ensure the proper capture of your text characters. However, any formatting that you had will be deleted. Since a space counts as a character, use only one space after the end of sentences and other punctuation marks such as colons. Also, save character space by limiting the use of tabs. The applicant portal closes at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on the day of the Step 2 deadline. Be sure you have finished entering all of your information into the GAF, have uploaded all your materials, and have hit the Save and Submit buttons prior to that time. Submit early to give yourself time to resolve any problems that you might encounter. We strongly urge you to complete and submit the GAF outside of the system's hours of heaviest usage, generally 8 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on the day of the deadline. NEA staff will not be available to help you after 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the day of the deadline. If you have any questions, first read the application instructions. You may also email or call NEA staff for technical assistance. Thank you and good luck.